More of Solomon's wise sayings, chapter 25. Here are more of Solomon's proverbs. They were copied by the officials of King Hezekiah of Judah. God is praised for being mysterious. Rulers are praised for explaining mysteries. Who can fully understand the thoughts of a ruler? They reach beyond the sky and go deep in the earth. Silver must be purified before it can be used to make something of value. Evil people must be removed before anyone can rule with justice. Don't try to seem important in the court of a ruler. It's better for the ruler to give you a high position than for you to be embarrassed in front of royal officials. Be sure you are right before you sue someone, or you might lose your case and be embarrassed. When you and someone else can't get along, don't gossip about it. Others will find out and your reputation will then be ruined. The right word at the right time is like precious gold set in silver. Listening to good advice is worth much more than jewelry made of gold. A messenger you can trust is just as refreshing as cool water in summer. Broken promises are worse than rain clouds that don't bring rain. Patience and gentle talk can convince a ruler and overcome any problem. Eating too much honey can make you sick. Don't visit friends too often, or they will get tired of it and start hating you. Telling lies about friends is like attacking them with clubs and swords and sharp arrows. A friend you can't trust in times of trouble is like having a toothache or a sore foot. Singing to someone in deep sorrow is like pouring vinegar in an open cut. If your enemies are hungry, give them something to eat, and if they are thirsty, give them something to drink. This will be the same as piling burning coals on their heads, and the Lord will reward you. As surely as rain blows in from the north, anger is caused by cruel words. It's better to stay outside on the roof of your house than to live inside with a nagging wife. Good news from far away refreshes like cold water when you are thirsty. When a good person gives in to the wicked, it's like dumping rubbish in a stream of clear water. Don't eat too much honey or always want to praise. Losing self-control leaves you as helpless as a city without a wall. Chapter 26. Don't be a fool. Expecting snow in summer and rain in the dry season makes more sense than honoring a fool. A curse you don't deserve will take wings and fly away like a sparrow or a swallow. Horses and donkeys must be beaten and bridled, and so must fools. Don't make a fool of yourself by answering a fool. But if you answer any fools, show how foolish they are, so they won't feel clever. Sending a message by a fool is like chopping off your foot and drinking poison. A fool with words of wisdom is like an athlete with legs that can't move. Are you going to honor a fool? Why not shoot a slingshot with the stone tied tight? A thorn bush waved around in the hand of a drunkard is no worse than a proverb in the mouth of a fool. It's no cleverer to shoot arrows at every passerby than it is to hire a bunch of worthless nobodies. Dogs return to eat their vomit, just as fools repeat their foolishness. There is more hope for a fool than for someone who says, I'm really clever. Don't be lazy and keep saying, there's a lion outside. A door turns on its hinges, but a lazy person just turns over in bed. Some of us are so lazy that we won't lift a hand to feed ourselves. A lazy person says, I am cleverer than everyone else. It's better to take hold of a mad dog by the ears than to take part in someone else's argument. It's no crazier to shoot sharp and flaming arrows than to cheat someone and say, I was only fooling. Where there is no fuel, a fire goes out. Where there is no gossip, arguments come to an end. Troublemakers start trouble, just as sparks and fuel start a fire. There is nothing so delicious as the taste of gossip. It melts in your mouth. Hiding hateful thoughts behind smooth talk is like coating a clay pot with a cheap glaze. The pleasant talk of an enemy hides more evil plans than can be counted, so don't believe a word. Everyone will see through those evil plans. If you dig a pit, you will fall in. If you start a stone rolling, it will roll back on you. Watch out for anyone who tells lies and flatters. They are out to get you. Chapter 27. Don't boast about tomorrow. Don't boast about tomorrow. Each day brings its own surprises. Don't boast about yourself. Let others praise you. Stones and sand are heavy. Stones and sand are heavy, but trouble caused by a fool is a much heavier load. An angry person is dangerous, but a jealous person is even worse. A truly good friend will openly correct you. You can trust a friend who corrects you, but kisses from an enemy are nothing but lies. If you have had enough to eat, honey doesn't taste good, but if you are really hungry, you will eat anything. When you are far from home, you feel like a bird without a nest. The sweet smell of incense can make you feel good, but true friendship is better still. Don't desert an old friend of your family or visit your relatives when you are in trouble. A friend nearby is better than relatives far away. My child, show good sense. Then I will be happy and able to answer anyone who criticizes me. Be cautious and hide when you see danger. Don't be stupid and walk right into trouble. Don't loan money to a stranger unless you are given something to guarantee payment. A loud greeting early in the morning is the same as a curse. The steady dripping of rain and the nagging of a wife are one and the same. It's easier to catch the wind or hold olive oil in your hand than to stop a nagging wife. Just as iron sharpens iron, friends sharpen the minds of each other. Take care of a tree, and you will eat its fruit. Look after your master, and you will be praised. You see your face in a mirror and your thoughts in the minds of others. Death and the grave are never satisfied, and neither are we. Gold and silver are tested in a red-hot furnace, but we are tested by praise. No matter how hard you beat a fool, you can't pound out the foolishness. You should take good care of your sheep and goats, because wealth and honor don't last forever. After the hay is cut and the new growth appears and the harvest is over, you can still sell lambs and goats to buy clothes and land. From the milk of the goats, you can make enough cheese to feed your family and all your servants. Chapter 28. The law of God makes sense. Wicked people run away when no one chases them, but those who live right are as brave as lions. In time of civil war, there are many leaders, but a sensible leader restores law and order. When someone poor takes over and ill treats the poor, it's like a heavy rain destroying the crops. Lawbreakers praise criminals, but law-abiding citizens always oppose them. Criminals don't know what justice means, but all who respect the Lord understand it completely. It's better to be poor and live right than to be rich and dishonest. It makes good sense to obey the law of God, but you disgrace your parents if you make friends with worthless nobodies. If you make money by charging high interest rates, you will lose it all to someone who cares for the poor. God cannot stand the prayers of anyone who disobeys his law. By leading good people to sin, you dig a pit for yourself. But all who live right will have a bright future. The rich think highly of themselves, but anyone poor and sensible sees right through them. When an honest person wins, it's time to celebrate. When crooks are in control, it's best to hide. If you don't confess your sins, you will be a failure, but God will be merciful if you confess your sins and give them up. The Lord blesses everyone who is afraid to do evil, but if you are cruel, you will end up in trouble. A ruler who ill-treats the poor is like a roaring lion or a bear hunting for food. A heartless leader is a fool, but anyone who refuses to get rich by cheating others will live a long time. Don't give help to murderers. Make them stay on the run for as long as they live. Honesty will keep you safe, but everyone who is crooked will suddenly fall. Work hard and you will have a lot of food. Waste time and you will have a lot of trouble. God blesses his royal people, but punishes all who want to get rich quick. It isn't right to be unfair, but some people can be bribed with only a piece of bread. Don't be selfish and eager to get rich. You will end up worse off than you can imagine. Honest correction is appreciated more than flattery. If you cheat your parents and don't think it's wrong, you are a common thief. Selfish people cause trouble, but you will live a full life if you trust the Lord. Only fools would trust what they alone think, but if you live by wisdom, you will do all right. Giving to the poor will keep you from poverty, but if you close your eyes to their needs, everyone will curse you. When crooks are in control, everyone tries to hide. But when they lose power, good people are everywhere. Chapter 29. Use good sense. If you keep being stubborn after many warnings, you will suddenly discover you have gone too far. When justice rules a nation, everyone is glad. When injustice rules, everyone groans. If you love wisdom, your parents will be glad. But chasing after bad women will cost you everything. An honest ruler makes the nation strong. A ruler who takes bribes will bring it to ruin. Flattery is nothing less than setting a trap. Your sins will catch you, but everyone who lives right will sing and celebrate. The wicked don't care about the rights of the poor, but good people do. Sneering at others is a spark that sets a city on fire. Using good sense can put out the flames of anger. Be wise and don't sue a fool. You won't get satisfaction because all the fool will do is sneer and shout. A murderer hates everyone who is honest and lives right. Don't be a fool and quickly lose your temper. Be sensible and patient. A ruler who listens to lies will have corrupt officials. The poor and all who abuse them must each depend on God for light. Kings who are fair to the poor will rule forever. Correct your children and they will be wise. Children out of control disgrace their mothers. Crime increases when crooks are in power, but law-abiding citizens will see them fall. If you correct your children, they will bring you peace and happiness. Without guidance from God, law and order disappear, but God blesses everyone who obeys His law. Even when servants are clever, it takes more than words to make them obey. There is more hope for a fool than for someone who speaks without thinking. Slaves you treat kindly from their childhood will cause you sorrow. A person with a quick temper stirs up arguments and commits a lot of sins. Too much pride brings disgrace. Humility leads to honor. If you take part in a crime, you are your worst enemy, because even under oath you can't tell the truth. Don't fall into the trap of being a coward. Just trust the Lord and you will be safe. Many tried to make friends with a ruler, but justice comes from the Lord. Good people and criminals can't stand each other. The sayings of Agur, chapter 30. These are the sayings and the message of Agur, son of Zakeh. Someone cries out to God, I am completely worn out. How can I last? I am far too stupid to be considered human. I never was wise and I don't understand what God is like. Has anyone gone up to heaven and come back down? Has anyone grabbed hold of the wind? Has anyone wrapped up the sea or marked out boundaries for the earth? If you know of any who have done such things, then tell me their names and their children's name. Everything God says is true, and it's a shield for all who come to Him for safety. Don't change what God has said. He will correct you and show that you are a liar. There are two things, Lord, I want you to do for me before I die. Make me absolutely honest, and don't let me be too poor or too rich. Give me just what I need. If I have too much to eat, I might forget about you. If I don't have enough, I might steal and disgrace your name. Don't tell a slave owner something bad about one of the slaves. The slave will curse you and you will be in trouble. Some people curse their father and even their mother. Others think they are perfect, but they are stained by sin. Some people are so stuck up and act like snobs. Others are so greedy that they gobble up the poor and homeless. Greed has twins, each named Give Me. There are three or four things that are never satisfied: the word of the dead, and a childless wife, and thirsty earth, and a flaming fire. Don't make fun of your father or disobey your mother. Crows will peck out your eyes, and vultures will eat the rest of you. There are three or four things I cannot understand: how eagles fly so high, or snakes crawl on rocks, how ships sail the ocean, or people fall in love. An unfaithful wife says, sleeping with another man is as natural as eating. There are three or four things that make the earth tremble and are unbearable: a slave who becomes king, a fool who is too much, a hateful woman who finds a husband, and a slave who takes the place of the woman who owns her. On this earth, four things are small but very wise: ants who seem to be feeble but store up food all summer long; badgers who seem to be weak but live among the rocks; locusts who have no king but march like an army; lizards which can be caught in your hand but sneak into palaces. Three or four creatures really strut around: those fearless lions who rule the jungle, those proud cocks, those mountain goats, and those rulers who have no enemies. If you are foolishly boasting or planning something evil, then stop it now. If you churn milk, you get butter. If you hit your nose, you get blood. And if you stay angry, you get in trouble. What King Rumel's mother taught him, chapter 31. These are the sayings that King Rumel of Massa was taught by his mother. My son Rumel, you were born in answer to my prayers, so listen carefully. Don't waste your time chasing after women. This has ruined many kings. Kings and leaders should not get drunk or even want to drink. Drinking makes you forget your responsibilities and you ill-treat the poor. Beer and wine are only for the dying or for those who have lost all hope. Let them drink and forget how poor and miserable they feel. But you must defend those who are helpless and have no hope. Be fair and give justice to the poor and homeless. In praise of a good wife, a truly good wife is the most precious treasure a man can find. Her husband depends on her, and she never lets him down. She is good to him every day of her life. and with her own hands she gladly makes clothes. She is like a sailing ship that brings food from across the sea. She gets up before daylight to prepare food for her family and for her servants. She knows how to buy land and how to plant a vineyard, and she always works hard. She knows when to buy what sell, and she stays busy until late at night. She spins her own clothes and she helps the poor and the needy. Her family has warm clothing and so she doesn't worry when it snows. She does her own sewing and everything she wears is beautiful. Her husband is a well-known and respected leader in the city. She makes clothes to sell to the shop owners. She is strong and graceful as well as cheerful about the future. Her words are sensible and her advice is thoughtful. She takes good care of her family and is never lazy. Her children praise her, and with great pride her husband says, "There are many good women, but you are the best." Charm can be deceiving and beauty fades away, but a woman who honors the Lord deserves to be praised. Show her respect, praise her in public for what she has done.